And welcome to another round of Spudventures. For once, I'm actually back in the saddle this time with a brand new campaign in the Stars Without Number system, what we're calling the Voyages of the Takeout. So I guess for a little bit of context, years ago, we ran a couple sessions of Stars Without Number, just kind of jamming about. But it kind of didn't end up continuing past that. But we kind of always wanted to go back to it. And this is going to end up being kind of a hard reboot with a new beginning, new characters, new galaxy sector even, and with some other systemic changes, because if we were to try and explore this entire galaxy, it would take literal years of our lives, and I don't have that kind of time. I don't know if my friends have that kind of time. So we're going to try some new stuff to kind of speed that up, to kind of get a lot of adventure in a short amount of time. But getting ahead of myself slightly, let me introduce our players, starting with Xencarn.
Hello.
Avis.
I forgot I muted myself.
Digo is also part of our group, but he is running late or AWOL. That's fine. If he comes by later, he should be able to just slip right in. Smarty.
What's up?
Azure Mountain.
Hey.
And Oblivious.
And I finished surreptitiously eating.
Good.
I have leftover pizza.
Good.
Nice.
Everybody's nice and comfortable for this.
Pizza.
I had
the chocolate cake.
tuna fish sandwiches.
I had some pancakes and a bowl of soup.
Oh, fuck yeah, pancake.
Well, we got that all taken care of, I guess. So there's a lot to cover before we can really even get into this, really get started. And we're trying a lot of new things here, and I just want to take it kind of a little bit slow. So let's talk about Stars Without Number for a second. Do any of you kind of generally know the sort of general setting, history, that sort of thing?
3,000 years-ish in the
Space.
Space, the final frontier.
Society was really advanced, and then there was a war or something, and then everything went back down to being only mostly pretty advanced.
Everything got really advanced, and then somebody had a meltdown the size of the galaxy, and it stopped being advanced.
Somebody hit the history.
Bunch of planets used to be in an all interconnected. Major event happened, whatever you dream up that event to be. All planets are now very not as connected and have either stayed high tech level or reverted back down to medieval Europe and or lower.
Yep. So basically, about 1,000-ish years ago, humanity spread across the stars in a great big technological advance. And then there was an event known as, I believe, the Scream, I think it was. I actually need to reread this.
Yeah, like a giant psionic scream ripping across the universe, destroying all the really high-tech stuff.
And sending most psychics into insanity. And since their technology ran on psychic power, powered by powerful psychics, all that technology stopped working, and the entire society kind of collapsed. And so
This is one of the few cases where Warhammer did something right, where you don't run technology off psychic.
So basically, the entire galaxy had to rebuild. Yeah, and now it is the year 3200, and technology in some parts of the galaxy are finally mastering technology that doesn't rely on psychics or psionics. So, this new wave of spacefaring, rediscovering the old pretech or sci-tech, is now upon us, and and now this is sort of the general setting of where we're at. There are many, many sectors of the galaxy spanning a lot of star systems. The sector we're going to be playing in for this campaign is Sector Avalon the Sigma. Which is... What?
Somebody was giggling and I was trying to figure out why.
I'm sorry, Avalon's the name of my cat.
Oh.
You called your cat Sigma?
I completely forgot.
Avalon.
Avalon.
Don't forget your cat's name.
Well, I can't really take that back now, so... This... I don't know, trying to think of, like... There's not really, like, a specific character to the Avalon Sigma sector. It's... There are several alien planets. There's a lot of planets in sort of differing states of advancement, but generally there's not really like a central hegemony to the sector, which is kind of the case in most sectors. But basically, you know, every star system is kind of out for itself. There's some trade. Obviously, there's as planets are growing more advanced, there's contact, there's intermingling, but for the most part, it's the Missouri of space. I don't know about that, but maybe. There is, and someone says that the Wyoming is space, so everyone's got opinions about the United States. But yeah, all that to say, no one's like gone out and charted the whole thing. There's no like major singular governing body. There's no United Nations or anything like that. And it's more or less every man out for himself. You know, some
But
people
now
trying.
some Burks are trying to.
Wait, you cut out there, Oblivious.
I said until a group of Burks try to about space.
Until capitalism rolls in.
Well, capitalism has rolled in already in some parts. So in the link in the reference document, there's a link to a site where you can actually look at however much of the sector you can see, you know about, rather. Ooh, cannibalism. There's probably cannibalism in some parts of the sector as well.
Whistles
I'm
in
not
a-
going to say I don't eat people.
Yeah, you do.
I absolutely do.
But anyway, so I just posted a link in the Tabletop Roleplay channel. That is a website where you can see at least the player allowed view, and I have this up on the stream as well.
Oh, holy! This is cool.
Yeah,
When did
actually.
you make this?
I've been working on this for a few weeks now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, I really like this. This is neat.
This is the Avalon Sigma sector. I should have this has been linked in the reference document for a while, but this is what you get, the view you get. And right now you are at sector 0608, the Yeldirr system, and specifically the planet, or rather Spaceyard orbiting the planet of Sarcopoli. But you know generally about the systems that are kind of connected to that, because there's three sectors here: Yeldirr, Aeon, and Attar, that are all kind of connected and have kind of a... Is that the Chrono Trigger font? No, that's on the overlay. That's the Star Ocean style. But anyway, there's these three systems down in the lower right of the sector. It's hard to describe space as being like two-dimensional, but here we are. Yeah, 0608 Iterete, 0508 Aeon, 0408 Atar. These are kind of a community unto themselves. And right now you're kind of orbiting above this planet Sarcopoli, where there is pretty much the only major space yard in the sector. Kind of a relic from before the silence. Making massive orbital, capital class ships is very difficult, and only some planets in the galaxy are actually capable of doing that. But this is one of the few, probably the only space yard in the system that can do it relatively efficiently. So it's become kind of a hub for space construction and docking and repair and trade. And right now, your crew, you are the crew of the starship Takeout. And currently, your ship is docked for repairs, which means you aren't going anywhere for a little while. You're kind of stuck here. There is a planet, the actual planet Sarcopoli, but their immigration is kind of strict, and they don't just they have kind of a population control thing, so they don't just let anyone who's stuck on the station to just travel down there and live there, so you kind of have to live on the space station for a while.
So Rossby 2.
Rossby 2 is that's a refueling station that is kind of separate from the space yard itself.
Right.
And you don't really have the power to go there. You don't really have a need to go there.
When does having a need ever stopped us doing something?
That is true. But let's talk about the Takeout and its crew. Starting with, because by popular demand,
Avis, let's go.
No.
Xencarn.
Turn. I always go first.
It's true, you do always
How
go first.
about the Captain Xencarn, or rather Acrasis?
Hello.
Slug.
Yep. So I am playing the captain of this motley crew of misfits. I am Acrasis. I actually really aren't. How do you want to pronounce my race name? I don't think we ever talked about it.
myxomyc.
Myxomyc?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm a myxomyc. I'm sort of like a slime alien thing. Yeah, I have the ability to sort of turn myself into a really rough humanoid. And I'm more sort of interested in trade and sort of seeing what I can do and making as much money as I can. My race is a lot more sort of pacifistic than most, but I'm still kind of. I mean, evil's not really the right word, but yeah,
Morally grey.
petty is a fantastic word, actually.
By the
Our
standards,
race is incredibly petty.
that is true. But by the standards of myxomyc, they probably see the way you carry yourself as somewhat evil, because you actually, I imagine, on occasion, actually use direct aggression.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't be often.
Yeah, but still.
He's just more likely to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Xencarn is a slime man ship captain. And for clarification, there's no like standard set of aliens and stars of that number. I have made a few of my own and allowed the PCs to make their own alien PCs and also influence the creation of those. So including Digo's not here right now, we have 3 humans and 3 aliens, but we'll continue to go down the list. Avis.
Bleh.
You're not first this time.
I'm not first this time. And I am playing Saris, the pilot. A little bit more important, the cap.
You actually
In
you
her
actually
mind.
fly the ship.
I'm making sure we're not in one of those 2 black holes.
Oh yeah, there's there's a couple black holes in the sector. It's fine.
It's fine. We don't
It-
need to worry
yeah.
about them.
I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that you know about them means you're not going to accidentally fly into them, so that's good.
Probably.
I know they exist. That's how we take people out.
Giant
Find a
space
black
toilet.
hole, open airlock. All problems are solved.
Oh boy, I look forward to playing with this morally ambiguous group again.
Well, listen, Cirrus has very few priorities and likes to stick to them. They are flying the ship, making sure the ship is ship-shape, and being able to work on any high tech that she gets her grubby little hands on.
So she's kind of a technophile, is what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely.
Prefers machines to people.
Absolutely. 100%.
That
So
makes
you're banned from any and all robot races. Got it.
Wow.
there's not. I'm gonna say
She's
that
gonna make the ship sentient.
there's not a whole lot of like true AIs because they are very difficult to cultivate. You basically have to spend as much time as actually like growing a person to create a sane artificial intelligence, which is not the same as an unbraked artificial intelligence, which is just pure algorithmic development straight into insanity. And those are fantastically illegal.
But there are robots, and then there's some really high-tech, new, top-of-the-line aircrafts, and they're just all the different bits and bobs and all the
There are-
fusion and
There are
oh my gosh, could talk about it forever.
there are
And you can. We know.
there are virtual intelligences that can basically hold a conversation and do their job just fine. But like there's a distinction between, a advanced computer intelligence and true artificial intelligence. Just as a setting thing to clarify. So yeah, you are the pilot because
Because
in the
we don't
original
let the slime touch the controls. That's my
They
job.
get
it's,
goo
it's,
heavy.
it's not like they drip heavily or anything like that. They're in control of themselves.
It's fine. Probably.
No, it's mine.
Could air that are already
Well, those
developed be copied?
Controlled
Not
himself and
really.
Xencarn never got in the same sentence.
Lost my train of thought naturally. So yeah, right. Sorry,
We're gonna pick on Smarty next.
Pick on Smarty.
It's my
I just want to
turn.
point out that in the original campaign, we generated our party and discovered that no one knew how to fly a ship, so we're avoiding that situation,
Immediately.
making sure that someone
Yeah,
rolled a pilot.
we had a captain, an engineer, and a medic. But
And
no, it's fine. We'll just get the engineer to fly the.
3 out of
Which
4.
I did.
you actually had to hire an NPC to do the
Then
actual
we
flying
stole
for
their
you.
milk.
Have we done that? Have we done
I
that
think
in
we killed-
every single system that we've played with you? Just completely not.
Done
Play
what
the
the
one thing
system
we
is
need.
supposed to do. You mean like in the system full
This
of
time I'm not like
intelligence?
specifically requiring you. There's no plot per se, except for the plot
No,
details
you
that
should
are.
really. Nothing that says you should really know how to do like hacking and stuff, and then never do any of it.
Well, does anyone
The
have
system's all
a
about
rank in?
hacking.
Does anyone have a rank in program? Out of curiosity.
Nope.
Yes,
Okay, good. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
I am 100% fine. I got this. I got
Is that
all
on
of
It's
this.
okay.
You
Is
are
that our new
level,
standard now? We just
You
have
are-
hacking in every game.
you are level 1 adventurers, which means that you're all kind of fragile and mortal, but you are reasonably skilled at what you do. Anyway, let's indeed move on to Smarty's character.
So, I am very squishy. I'm a fucking plant person.
He is a floresian.
Floresian,
Yes.
Floridian pronunciation.
Which is a race
Floridian?
of.
I am. I'm Florida. Today I'll be playing the role of Florida.
Florida man. Florida man.
Florida man.
You know, I'm pretty sure
Florida
Smarty's
plant.
going to figure out I'm sure Smarty's going to figure out a way to grow man side of his body. just to get into character for it.
Floresians can kind of
no,
take
but-
a lot of different forms based on a lot of different kinds of plants. So what do you specifically look like?
Humanoid, obviously, aside from her skin is entirely green and covered in like made of plants. She has no pupils. Her eyes are just entirely black. And
Don't stand at the end
had-
of anyone's bed.
Yeah. And her hair is entirely made up of leaves and foliage that loosely resemble like just long hair made
Gotcha.
of bay leaves. Hence the name.
Bayleafs. Okay.
Hence Dr. Bayleaf. Got it.
Dr. Bayleaf Fawn Singer.
And
Don't eat the Bayleaf.
you have the distinction of being a full psychic.
Yep.
Want to talk a little bit about that?
I touch people and they get better.
Right, you are
That's-
psychic medic. Got it.
Yes, biops. I am psychic biops. I touch people and they stop dying.
Hopefully.
Yes. I basically go around, make sure everyone doesn't die, research new planets, ways of biology, the ecosystem, and how they taste with barbecue.
I thought that was my job.
Yes, but I can do it better because I can eat anything.
Grass psychic to get around that poison weakness, of course.
No. You're the taste tester. I'm the actual cook.
Yeah. I mean, you can cook it. It doesn't matter with me. If I can just give me a big slab of raw meat, I'll eat that.
Am I going to have to be the adult in the room who tells people not to eat people? Because I am not responsible enough for that job.
No.
We
Let
shall
them
see.
do that. They'll learn
Listen,
lessons.
Eating people is how I do research.
And it'll be entertaining. Just do it. It's
Also,
fine.
food.
We
is
found the
food. I'll
we
take what
found
I
the
can-
cannibalism. Here we go.
But
Eating
is it
people is how they
cannibalism
learn
in
lessons.
other races?
I am weak and squishy. I will take whatever food I can get.
You say
It's-
that, but
It's only cannibalism if you're consuming.
you're right in the middle of the pack when it comes to health.
I happen to actually roll really good on my health. It's just that my race is known for being weak and squishy, but we will absolutely tear your throat out if we have.
Yeah.
Well, that was a journey.
Yep.
Which I guess brings us to Azure Mountain's character.
I'm Jayce, former soldier.
Oh, you're going with an accent, huh? Okay.
He's also Australian.
on, babe.
How's he
G'day.
doing, Xencarn?
Isn't it a requirement that we have two Australians, one real and one fake?
This is like having kids here all over again. We have the actual Australian and the fake Australian that sounds more Australian than the real Australian.
Tradition
I still don't know.
from Followed as Dragons, I guess.
Didn't you
Something
guys do
like
it in
that.
another campaign that I wasn't watching?
It's very American Australian, I'll give you that.
That's how it is.
I've watched Crocodile Dundee once, and now I believe I can do an Australian accent.
Crikey, let's go, Russell.
No, stop.
Get the hell out of my
Hey,
life.
mates, throw another shrimp on the barbie.
Make me.
I'm not joining in on this.
I am dumping
could also
all of you
not
on the
be.
nearest planet and hiring AI companions.
This
And
is
then
odd.
the entire
Dropping you in a
crew
black hole.
became
I'm
Australian.
the one driving.
Would you prefer I not do an accent? Because I cannot do an accent.
No, by
It's
all
fine,
means,
don't
do it in
do it.
accent.
It's fine.
I'm
It-
Jayce,
it's
former
not a-
soldier, psychic warrior. I rolled very bad on health, so I've only got 4.
And you still have more health than me. Good job.
Yep, it's because I'm a psychic warrior. Well, meta
Oh, I have
psychic.
more than you.
So currently, what I can do is find out where people are using psychic power, and
It's right here on the
that's
ship
what I can do for now.
with me.
I'm also
we
a
need to
backup pilot.
If we need to find the medic, we just follow the part psychic.
If they're using psychic power, or if someone else attacks us with psychic power, I can follow where I can find out where they are. I'm also non-lethal against sentient beings.
That's okay. We got
Just as
the
a
legality
backstory.
covered.
Just as a personal choice.
Yep. So I've got stun baton, which just knocks people unconscious. Which I'm pretty sure is the only weapon in the game that is non-lethal.
I mean, you've got your fists.
It's a very lethal system.
Yeah, I feel like fists are also lethal.
I mean, they can be.
My
Yeah.
fists
You
are
could-
registered lethal weapons.
It's especially lethal if you take unarmed specialists.
Oh, just a moment.
He answered that in his accent.
G'day.
Do the entire call in the accent.
I absolutely believe that you
That is
picked
some-
up the phone and just answered it in the accent.
I gotta admit that is pretty impressive. Method acting, not playing character at all.
Nope. Don't swipe at me.
Is
I think
Avalon
there's a loud
starting?
pop whenever someone mutes and unmutes. But anyway, so that's Jayce. Which brings us to the remaining current member of our party, Taukkav.
Yep, that's me. Basically, giant bird
/ lizard.
Space
Well,
Ridley.
Space
that.
Ridley.
Yeah, he is a yeldirr,
Yes, I think that's how we.
which is kind of an endangered race. We're kind of hunted to near extinction, but
Yeah,
very.
there are some out there, but you got to go way out in the. Get
Well,
killed by them.
Well, right now, if there's right now there's no known like colony of them. There's only just a few here and there. And if they have a colony, they're not telling anybody about it.
Or they don't know where the hell it is. In my case. But yeah, he's pre-industrial barbarian. Knows much more.
You are
about...
cutting in and out a lot.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I think I'm standing too far away. How's this?
Yeah, a little better.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I was kind of walking back and but yeah, pre-industrial barbarian hunter, tracker, scout kind of dude. And also knows his way around the kitchen, as it were.
Wait, so you're the chef?
Yes, I am the chef.
This big old 7'4" space dragon looking thing is the chef?
Yes.
The chef.
Absolutely.
Do you want the slime to be cooking, Spud? Is that your plan?
I mean, no.
Do you want the plant to be cooking?
Yes, no, absolutely. Let the plant in the kitchen with all of the fire. That's a great idea.
Actually, absolutely do it.
No,
Yeah,
don't do
actually,
that.
I
That's
can-
bad. I will stab you.
With what?
The knives that are in the kitchen.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, why is it that the knockoff Ridley is not nearly as violent? But yes, he is quite specifically. He is good with his hands, both in combat and in the kitchen. That's what he does.
And then
Punches things with. Shut up! I know what I said.
I didn't go there. I can't be blamed for
Saying
that.
anything.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything, but
I
we're
didn't
all
say
thinking
anything at
it.
all.
I knew exactly what I said, and I have no regrets.
he's not really quite a space dragon, he doesn't have fire breathing, I don't think, unless you put that in behind my back.
No, I didn't
I
do
mean,
that.
it could be in the same version of dragon that Charizard is in, which is bullshit, and he should totally be a dragon.
Yeah, I think that's much more likely.
I mean, we already have you apparently made a Gardevoir, so I guess why not a Charizard? True to form.
No, he didn't make a Gardevoir. He made a Bayleaf.
I actually did it because Bayleaf is like a plant, and Dockleaf. It's meant to be, Dockleaf, which is a medicinal plant.
Ah.
That I did not know that. That's
I
interesting.
just
Yeah.
read your name.
Yeah. It's a
I didn't-
Dockleaf, a medicinal plant that usually you rub. If you get hit with stinging nettle, you rub a Dockleaf on it, and it gets rid of the stinging. I don't know if they grow in other countries or if that's just a British.
I wouldn't say I knew about it, but that sounds right. I think we can all generally assume that you've all kind of come onto the ship's crew at different points. Do any of you have like a specific idea of like the incident that brought you aboard the Takeout?
Yeah, I was out drinking one night, got drunk, woke up on the ship with a note saying "Welcome aboard."
Was it
He lost a bet.
just taped to your face?
Probably.
All right.
And that's how Jayce became a crew member.
The
Yeah,
crew
that's
needed
what
an
I'm doing.
attack dog.
Oh yeah,
And
one
they
My
got something
ship.
way better.
one character we didn't mention is Digo's character is Alex Cortez, who I think is
Oh, there he is.
Right
he
there.
is.
hey,
Speak of the devil and they shall appear.
Perfect timing.
perfect.
Hello?
Digo,
Hey there.
late in
Hello.
advance.
Like,
Well, I told you guys last week I'd be late.
Oh yeah, you did. Completely forgot.
No, we banned you. Sorry.
We're just
Now
kind
we
of
get to make fun of you.
taking our time with character introductions and setting introduction. So why don't you tell us about Alex Cortez?
Spotlight. Okay. Well, Alex is ex-army from the planet Frega 4. And the planet had an insurrection. He was on the losing side. Planet attempted to gain independence. Failed on that part. He was discharged. And at this point, he's just trying to find a quick ticket on a spaceship out with the hopes of maybe getting into security.
Now we'd say that was like current or past.
A lot of that is the past.
So yeah, right now you are in the Avalon Sigma sector. Link in the chat room there. And the ship that you belong to, the Takeout, is currently docked for repairs for weeks, months. It's not entirely concrete date. But yeah, you were basically on extended shore leave for a while in this major space yard of the sector, which is basically just a kind of a space station core where there's there's like apartments and shops and whatnot, some trade, administration, security, trading, that sort of thing. And then just like all around it are massive docks for like ships of every size, from fighters to like capital, flagships, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, more seriously, what brought me onto the ship was, hey, they were gonna sell him to some rich asshole, and the crew decided, hey, we're making the delivery. We decide if it actually gets there. So he went from being taken to one place to saying, "Hey, let's have you join us instead."
That sound about right?
Yeah. Okay.
And I imagine there was loads of difficulty that was very off screen because, well, he's wearing a translator for a reason.
That may play into why the ship got damaged.
Whoops.
Whoa, wait, what?
Someone is popping whenever they...
Not me.
Oblivious?
I don't think so. All I
feel like it might be Xencarn.
It might be me.
because all I did was remove my charger.
Anyone have like a clicker that they use to mute and unmute?
Oh yeah, no, that is me then.
Yeah, don't use that, please.
No, it's all good. Sorry.
There we go. Okay, now that that's finally taken care of. Sorry about that audio. So now we have
captain without a plan, a crew ready for damage control.
Well, something like that. So basically, while the Takeout is undergoing repairs, which has drained most of your funds save for your pocket change, basically, you're basically gotta find something to fill your time and, you know, deal with things as they happen in the Spaceyard, which brings us to... I'm quite nervous about this. What I'm calling the spyglass system, which is a way of handling basically random encounters and opening things up kind of sandbox style.
It's like a kid with a magnifying glass, only way less lethal, maybe.
So we're not like starting with a traditional role-playing scene. I'm not gonna like start you with a plot hook that I've prepared and I'm specifically gonna throw in your face right now. Basically, all you're gonna decide as a group you want to go exploring. You know, take the explore action, and then we basically draw from the deck of encounters, which play out kind of in a zoomed out, you know, quick paragraph kind of style. You throw a skill check or two at it, and then resolve it. But each of you, all 6 of you, has 1 spyglass token that you get 1 per session for every session of the campaign that you can use to zoom in on a scene. At which point it becomes kind of a more standard role-playing or combat encounter, whichever is appropriate, that you can kind of apply more creativity to if you want to get something more specific out of it, or, you know, explore an interaction with a certain character or something like that. And by spending your spyglass token, you basically become the star/focus of that scene. But if you're not interested in what's going on, you just want to be like, well, let's just deal with this and get a reward and get out, you can just play it out, you know, kind of zoomed out without having to like spend hours and hours on the minutia. Does that
So
roughly...
So it's basically the difference between there's a war, we're in it, we escape, versus there's a war, we individually punch half a dozen guys and then leave.
Yeah, basically.
Sweet.
I was going to say it's more like whether we choose to auto-resolve something or not.
Well, it's not quite auto-resolve, but it's like resolved in a very abbreviated way. Instead of like going step by step or, you know, turn by turn, we trade skill checks, and then that determines how it resolves.
Well, yeah, well, auto-resolve doesn't mean success.
That's true.
Choose your own adventure versus nitty gritty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is basically kind of like a board game, like, I don't know, like Betrayal at Hassel Hill or Eldritch Horror, stuff like that, where you basically just kind of draw card events and deal with them with simplified.
Draw event Eldritch Space Horror.
Space Cthulhu.
Not gonna
Die
throw
immediately. Do not pass go.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
credits.
No, it's credits.
Oh, there's probably a Monopoly game that has like sci-fi credits.
There
Yeah.
is.
Probably.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Have to be.
That's actually a space.
Oblivious, you're far from the mic again.
Freaking course, there's a space monopoly. There's an everything monopoly.
I said there's a Mass Effect version of Monopoly.
There we
Ugh.
go.
Okay then. Sorry, that
I don't know
just
if
kind
it's
of broke
good or
my
not. I
brain
just know it
slightly.
exists.
There's a Pokemon one too.
Of course there is. I played it.
Yeah,
I
the,
hope
gen-
used to have it.
the general idea is that I was able to generate almost automatically an entire sector of a galaxy's worth of stuff. But like if we were to play that at normal speed, it would take years, and I don't have that kind of time.
Tons of content that you don't have time for.
So, and we wouldn't get to see all of it, is really kind of more the point. You keep saying space things that are already space.
Space.
Space. Space Australia.
Space Australia.
Space Australia is just Earth.
Yeah.
Actually,
No, that's Space Alabama.
No, that's
more like Space Florida.
Texas.
Space.
Is there really much of a difference?
No,
Now I
not
want to
really.
read alien headlines that are just like Earthman does.
I already sent you a plant-based Florida man one.
I know. I was there.
So yeah, to start us off, do you all wish to choose to explore the Sarcopoli space station?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Mhm.
and I'll just assume that all 6 of you want to be involved right at the outset, so all of you add 1 to your current system strain. This is basically...
Maximum's Constitution, right?
Maximum is your Constitution score, not your modifier, but your score. And basically, you're going to be building system strain as you explore and deal with things, because you're not going to be, like, trading off a lot of damage unless you're, get into combat encounters. So, like, if you do everything right, you don't get damage, you're still going to be, like, kind of straining and stressing yourselves,
Because dealing with people sucks.
more or less. And basically, once you reach your maximum, everyone has kind of a different maximum, you can't go exploring and you have to spend, time on downtime, just resting, relaxing, that sort of thing. But you all have to choose to do downtime at the same time instead of exploring.
Is it
I
up to
remember
you
that part.
con score or con mod?
Con score.
Score.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so like Xencarn's your maximum strain is 12.
Sweet.
Yeah, and we can see everyone's maximum strain in the player characters section of the.
Yeah, I compiled all that data in the reference Google Doc, so that everyone knows like what's everyone's max HP right now, what's everyone's maximum strain right now. So there's a good reference for that. Like Digo's character could just do this all day, but Smarty's character has only like 9. Oh, you all right there, Oblivious?
No, I'm fine. I steeped this tea way too long. It's a little strong.
Gotcha.
Put some milk in it.
I am.
It
All
is
right.
taken care of.
So, what do we need to do to explore then?
You basically just decide to explore, and then one of you draws from the deck using !deck draw.
Should we shuffle first, since several of us have
I have
drawn
already
cards to test it
Oh,
before? I mean, since the
you
last
guys
shuffle?
did do a bunch of drawings, so all right.
All
Avis,
right.
thanks for.
Well, who wants to draw then?
I'll draw because I need to know how to do this.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay.
Question mark. Death space. Draw.
Well, first I got to find the dice room. There we go. Question mark. What was it again?
Deck.
Deck.
Space, draw.
Or just copy and paste what, everyone else has been doing.
I actually typed out. Good job.
I was thinking that, and I was hoping you wouldn't. That's a
Yay.
club.
So we got a 4 clubs.
4 of clubs. All right, now I check my table.
How do you know it's a club?
I
Uh,
hovered over it.
You have
Uh,
over it.
It's really dark against the dark background.
yeah, that. It's like the spider remote.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you're not
You
the
can
one
see
that
it
drew
around.
it, it's not highlighted. So it's harder to see.
Yeah, I'll just call it out every time so that everyone knows.
You need to add a little
Cool.
contrast.
Or use dark mode. That makes it. Wait, no, actually, that makes it.
Or
Dark
use
mode is
light
what makes
mode,
it hard to see.
Yeah, that.
but light mode is terrible.
Yes.
All right, so as you're kind of exploring, talking to people, just kind of getting the lay of the land, you learn that there are parts of the station that, you've got sort of your pedestrian concourses, you've got vehicle routes through the space station, but there's also parts of the station that have been abandoned and left exposed to the vacuum of space. But sometimes people go out there to scavenge. But that requires, you basically have to provide your own vacuum suit and oxygen supply to get out there. But sometimes illicit activity goes on out there. Sometimes there's like abandoned materials or artifacts or salvage that can be found in those parts of the station. So the question is, do you have the resources to make an expedition out there, and do you choose to?
Well, if we need breathing apparatus to just, go out, I don't.
Yeah, I don't have a vac suit.
Nope.
I've got an Atmo thing, but not a vac suit.
So
Couldn't afford it.
No one has started out with a vacuum suit. That's good to know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're broke.
Smarty, you're a plant. You just make oxygen, right?
I can live in near. I can't live in space, but I can live pretty much fucking anywhere else.
Do slimes
Remember-
need oxygen?
Yeah.
Yes?
Okay.
I would assume Spud would have told me if I didn't need to breathe.
Well, there's an easy way to figure that out.
No.
Let's wait till Zen.
No.
Let's wait till Xencarn screws up before we threaten him with that.
Yeah.
I'm not threatened.
It probably won't even take the whole session.
So since you
I can
can't,
guarantee you guys are going to die first.
so since you can't go out into that vacuum to explore, would you like to hire someone to go out there for you?
Yeah, you mean spend money on having someone get stuff for us where they might just keep it for themselves?
Yeah, but then we can just feed them to the plant.
Yeah, and what if they don't get the exact stuff we want? Like they pass over something that's actually really cool.
Then we feed them to the plant.
But how would we know that?
Well, I mean, we have two alternatives: either the plant or the big dragon dude.
Or we just knock them unconscious and take all this stuff. We don't need
That's
to kill
also
them.
possible.
Yeah, dead bodies gonna draw more attention.
Not if you eat it.
Let's not make that too strong of a running gag, but okay.
Wow.
Well, we have a new plan for solving all of our problems.
No. we don't.
I'm not gonna be your problem solver dustbin.
So you're not a baby, you're a victory bell.
But we have an organic trash disposer. It's fine.
That's what a victory bell is.
Exactly. It's good.
I'm not endless. I can't just consume.
Much like other forms of murder, without extensive preparation, cannibalism is just as messy and hard to keep secret.
You totally ate somebody. No, I didn't. Red stuff everywhere.
That's just
Push his
ketchup.
leg back into.
Anyway.
More seriously though, do any of us actually have any credits to hire someone?
I
No,
don't
I
think
spent
we
all
have
mine.
enough to do
No.
it.
Nah.
Wait, Oblivious, you didn't spend any money.
No, he did.
I have exactly 0 credits.
Yeah, same here.
Same.
How much would it be? Because we didn't actually figure that out.
No, just kind of gauging interest at the moment. It would depend on the person you're sending out. But if you're basically broke, then that's not really an option.
I mean, I have credits. I just don't know how to gauge how much these credits are in the grand scheme of things.
I have
How
like
much do you
10.
have?
I have 200.
Hmm.
That doesn't help!
Well, you
I
can
mean,
buy
it would basically be about that much to hire someone to head out there in exchange for a share or a cut.
Do you want to spend all of your money on something that might not even get us what?
No.
Yeah, that
But
would
we
be.
might get some money from it.
Saris would rather do it herself, but she can't.
How much is a vac suit anyway?
I am currently
An
trying
armored
to find
vac suit is 400. I don't know about a regular vac suit.
It's a regular vaccine.
I
regular
would
vac suit
assume
is only
200. 100.
Vac suit is 100.
Well, if you got 200, you can take 2 of you.
You want to buy some
Or I
vac
could
suits?
just- Or I could just leave you all and go out on my own.
Could do that too.
You could
No,
just buy.
guy.
You could just buy a vac suit for yourself and just head out there by yourself.
You could.
Gosh, you
Except-
might
Might be a
have
good
trouble.
idea to have one of the security team go with you, though.
because you are our only pilot, and we kind of need you to leave.
Well, I am a backup pilot. I have pilot 0.
Oh well, yeah. Feel free to go and die. Then it's fine.
Wow. You know what? Then
Yeah.
you go in without the vac suit. It's my money.
Hey, I'm not telling you to spend it. I'm just saying.
I have incentive to go get stuff.
Then you can go
Then
get
go-
stuff.
Go get that stuff then.
No one's stopping you.
Make sure you don't die.
Fine. There is actually incentive for us to have vac suits, so I guess I'm gonna go buy 2.
Yeah, don't die. Because I can't go out there and stop you from not dying.
Our spaceship didn't come with vac suits, I assume.
Nope.
We have an
Don't.
armory, but I assume it's not filled with anything.
Well, now it's gonna
It's
be
filled with you.
vac suits, which I
It's-
assume would just.
It's basically for storing your equipment, safely and cleanly.
It's where Smarty stores his spare pots.
What's spare parts?
Pots. P-O-T-S.
Oh, parts.
Oh, pots. Okay, I thought you said parts.
No, those are in botany.
Roll to see who's coming with.
Roll this. What?
Or just decide amongst yourselves. That's fine.
Oh.
I mean, I have enough to get a suit, so hopefully I can some of that money back. The suit
Alright,
would
so
be
we-
useful in other situations.
So we can have what 3 people going then if Alex buys his own suit. So Alex is going, Saris is going.
Who wants a third suit, or am I just buying one since Alex can buy?
You could
his own
just save some credits, just in
Oh,
case.
Yeah.
credits.
We just needed another person to go, so if you go down, you're not.
Do you want me to go
No, I
Just-
don't.
in case you need to talk
I
to
don't
somebody?
need you.
Oh. that's not-
Oh, my feelings if I had them.
Aw,
My squishy
you
slime
cry into your
feelings.
jug of milk.
Hey,
Cry into your milk.
You hurt my feel. You hurt my manly feelings. All one of them.
wow, guys.
This sure is a group.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
We're fun. This is why you keep playing with us.
Is it?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
because we're entertaining.
So who else are you
I
taking?
mean,
Reese?
I'm
Well-
going with Alex.
There we
Yeah,
go.
but are you buying 2 suits or are you gonna save?
No, I'm buying one because he can buy his own. And
All right,
then
then.
we have
Let's
some
solve
money.
that problem.
'Cause
Neat.
none of you guys have money.
I have money, just not that much.
I mean, I kind of went AWOL, so didn't really have a lot of money to bring with me. Also, I don't think soldiers on my planet got paid.
I don't know how I got it.
I
figured
spent
it's
money
get
on you
paid.
guys being able to
No.
understand me.
All right, so if I'm reading this right, Avis and Digo, or rather Cerez and Alex, are heading out into the
Yes.
vacuum.
Mm-hmm. With a suit on.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I wasn't going to make the
The suit on
assumption.
is the important part.
Yep.
I was going to assume that you would be properly fitted and prepared for this, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you pass through the airlock and out into a section of the station, which was kind of a urbanized area, you know, abandoned, kind of a ghost town type of thing, but with a grand vista out to one side of this exposed part of the station, looking out into the planet below. And it's quite bright and beautiful, and parts of the gravity is somewhat weaker here. The artificial gravity is somewhat weaker in this area. So, like, there's pieces of buildings floating around, you know, former, you know, bits of lights and whatnot. And you travel through for a while, searching building to building, but, you know, it's a popular scavenge location and a difficult scavenge location, so there's not a whole lot. But you do eventually stumble upon a room that has been freshly decorated, and in kind of gaudy way, where there is a pedestal and some kind of like non-functional device that you can't quite make out its use, but it's got a place of prominence in this room. And there's like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? There's like patterned cloth on the walls, and
Embroidery?
and yeah, kind of like that.
Wallpaper.
Not wallpaper, just like decoration. Kind of, you know, really looks kind of like a shrine, but a shrine to this like broken machine.
Hmm.
Do you take the device?
Well, is it nailed down or is it on fire?
It is neither of those things.
Okay, well, I'm thinking we should take the device. What do you think?
Is there anyone
Yep.
around or anyone that was following us? Or
Good question. Would you like to make a skill check along those lines?
sure.
Yeah.
Let's say wisdom notice. So that'll be 2d6 plus your wisdom attribute modifier and your skill in notice.
So if that's 0, nothing mod.
If you have level 0, it's 0. If you have nothing in it, it's -1.
Well, it's a 0, so it's not like nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, so you have basic competence in it. All right, so Digo got a 6. Avis got a 3. Let me to check something real quick.
That -1 for wisdom is going to kill me.
I know that feel.
When your perception check is bad, I know that feel.
I'm suffering.
All right, so Digo, you being actually trained somewhat in this, you notice that there are some other people, but they're trying to be concealed. But since they're also in kind of bulky vac suits, they're not entirely successful, but they were hidden until now because not a lot of sound is able to travel in the vacuum.
Hmm.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Right. Okay. Gonna nudge. Don't know what
What?
the names. What is
Saris.
it? Saris. Okay. Nudge Saris. We're
What?
being watched.
Of course we are. Why else? Why wouldn't we be? We're just wandering around. I'm just gonna take it.
All right, you just take the item.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't find out what it is if it just sits there.
Well, fair enough. All right. You take it, and on your way back, you still feel like you're being watched, but no one actually comes out to interfere with you and stop you from getting all the way back to the airlock. So you managed to take it all the way back to the party.
That seems too easy.
Of course, they're gonna find us later.
That's gonna be
It's
a
still
problem.
mine.
So when you get back to the party and get a bit more time to look at this device in sort of regular atmosphere, for one thing, you notice that it was more broken than it looked in the vacuum because the sort of lower gravity kind of kept it from collapsing under its own weight a bit. And so it's even kind of more of a mess, but it seems to be some kind of like, you know, pre-silence, pretech artifact that's just broken now, not really functional anymore. But to the right buyer, possibly on the black market, it would probably be worth at least a little something.
Like, is it unfixable or?
Not, I mean, if you knew what it was and what it did, it might be fixable, but like this is a pretech, and pretech is just kind of a big, it's basically magic compared to what we've got now.
Right. I want to find out what it is, and then I want to try and fix.
So you want to actually like keep this around and work on it for a while.
Yes.
I would say we just pawn it off, get it off our hands, and walk away. The money.
No, because then I'm not gonna
But
know
if
what
she
it
can
is.
fix it, then we can get more money from it.
Yeah.
That
Or
is
if it's
true.
cooler, then it's still
Yeah.
mine.
I
Okay,
would
well,
say that
like
figuring out
more-
what it is would probably be a no check. It's probably going to be like a 12 or 14 plus.
Possibly, yeah. Do you want to attempt it?
What, to fix it or to try and figure out what it is on my
Well,
own?
knowing would be
Probably
a good.
know what it is before you try to fix it.
Knowing what it is would help with trying to fix it later. Fixing it
Oh.
would take time and investment is the thing. You wouldn't be able to
There's-
just
I mean,
you wouldn't be able to
and
just like jury rig it together like right here and now.
Mhm.
Right. I mean, when we were talking about like finding out what it is, my mind went to bringing it around and trying to find out that way, not like staring at it myself. But I can totally do that too.
Does anyone actually have any levels in no?
No.
I know not.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know. No.
we don't have a scientist on this crew.
I'm the best scientist you've got.
I mean, if it's an
You're a
intelligence,
doctor.
I
I'm
roll
a stellar
even on
scientist.
it.
I mean, I have a pretty good grasp of physics between my fist and someone's face.
Yeah.
That makes two of us.
Sounds accurate.
Two of us. Okay, that's a three-body
Yeah.
problem.
I'm not too good at
Hmm.
hand-to-hands, but I can do CQC and ranged.
But yeah, if it's a no roll, but if it's also intelligence, because I would assume like smarts and history and
Yeah,
thinking,
in snow would probably be the roll here.
I would roll just 2d6 on that because they would cancel each other out.
Yes, they would.
And was there something about helping with skill checks?
Yeah, if you you could roll the same check and succeed, you add +1 to the other person's roll.
Only
I would
one
love to
person
help.
can do that at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, you can only add 1+1's worth of help at a time.
So, helping in this case would not help.
No, this is
Go Space Cat.
at most you think that it is probably some kind. You think it's probably like a ship component of some kind, but like as in terms of the nature beyond that, no idea, not a clue.
See, now my interest is only peaked further. And now
Do
I
not
wanna keep it
randomly
more.
install stuff on my ship, damn it.
It's not your ship, it's my ship. I'm the one who fixes it and flies it.
Who owns the? Who's
got the
who's
title
named
for the
it?
ship?
It's probably co-signed.
There is no way it's co-signed.
There's no way. It's not mine then.
It's probably not signed under any of the crew's name at all.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to be on the registration papers.
Well, I'm the
I'm
captain,
flying
so I
it.
would be.
I'm the
So-
one
You
flying.
probably just stole the
And-
person's name.
Just
These are
out of
important
world it
questions.
completely.
Yeah, that's totally me. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
just
that's
outer
me.
worlds it.
You are the Alex Hawthorne. Okay.
Weren't you human last time I saw you? No.
It was an illusion.
I was wearing makeup.
Okay.
Do you have a new hat? Yes.
I'm gonna say
Something
thankfully,
was different about you.
thankfully at the moment you are far from anyone who would possibly recognize the ship's original owner.
So we're just going with the we stole it excuse because I'm totally on board with that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
good with that.
if you guys if that's the most fun to you guys, then why not?
We stole it
Yep.
and renamed it the Takeout.
Yep. This is canon now. This
Stolen
is our
milk.
life. Milk shrine.
So you are quite pirates.
Well, at least the people who took it originally are.
I mean,
That's true. I mean, the Takeout's a pretty old girl. She's probably been changed hands quite a few times.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like it's been like refitted, retrofitted, every kind of fitted. But anyway, so you don't really know much about this device, but you apparently decide to keep it.
yeah, it's mine now.
So basically, in the background of everything else that's happening, I'm assuming that you're just kind of tinkering away at this, trying to fix it over time. All right.
Absolutely.
I will let you know once you make some progress. That'll just be happening in the background.
Yay.
And I'm not going to ask for like a skill check on that. I'm just assuming it's just something you're working on. It's one of your projects.
Yes, like something slow and not doing anything super drastic that might potentially have a slight percentage of breaking it further.
Yeah.
Should we take bets on what it's going to be?
It's mine.
It's hers. That's
There's
what it is.
No bet, it's mine. It doesn't matter what it is.
It's an ancient storage device for psionic level tech.
So it's a
but
floppy
just-
disk.
I was thinking it might be a cloaking device.
Doesn't matter what it is. It's mine.
What it
Oh, we know
is
that.
is a potentially large amount of money making opportunity.
Yeah,
Potentially,
sure.
yeah.
I helped you.
You might.
It's a storage disk for porn of the future.
Spaceborne.
No. I'm just going to shut that down right now.
Just cut that one off there.
Yeah. Not going to leave that mystery open. That's not what it is. All right, and I think that basically takes care of that encounter. So you went out to vacuum, took something from a shrine, and now you have a broken piece of tech that you can work on that may pay off later in either a pretech device or a sum of credits.
Best day ever.
All right, let's go ahead and explore again. And I will either I can draw or one of you can draw.
So mad if it turns out to be a space room.
I'll do it. I rolled, yeah. Just doing it, the mud.
Well, you can do it. If you
Someone
want to.
do it.
Azure, you're already typing.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and copy this for future stuff. But all right.
So that's not
All
a bad
right,
idea.
5 of hearts. Which brings us to, okay. Well, this is going to be exciting.
Oh no.
Yay.
Ships, come and go, and it's easy to watch from the concourse. But just as a passenger frigate is about to disembark from the space yard, a timed explosive damages one of the dock's gravity stabilizers.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Holy shit.
Ah.
The
they need
ship
that,
Things
though.
got...
we need that to stay afloat.
The ship drifts towards the opposite stabilizer, crashing into it and rocking the whole space yard.
Oh.
Well,
Hey, I've got a plan. Let's not be here.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
you notice, because just because of its conspicuousness, a shady-looking man lingering a little too long before fleeing. So at this point, you have a couple of options. Do you pursue the man or help the maintenance crews disable the gravity stabilizer so that the ship can escape and not take out the entire space yard?
Yeah, let's
I'm
try
not
not...
good at one thing and fairly good at another.
well, you go do
That
the
is
thing
all
you're
of
good
them.
at, and I
I'm
will
good at
help any
fixing.
casualties.
So security crew goes after the man and everyone else goes help fix things?
Sounds good to me.
I'm gonna follow a doctor around, make sure they don't eat anyone.
All right. Split the party 3 and 3.
All right.
Okay.
Works for me. All right, so let's start with the kind of pressing concern, which is the gravity stabilizer. Who's on that?
Hopefully somebody tech...
Me and 2 other people.
I have a 1 in fix.
It's better than a
Well,
nothing.
thankfully you're not alone on this. So really, anything you can do to help, whether it's, whether it's actually fixing the component itself or just clearing away debris or, making sure that people aren't hurt. That's just.
Oh no, I want to help fix the component because then it means I get to touch it and I get to work on it.
That's what you're doing.
So that'll
Yes.
be int fix from you.
I am helping the people.
That will be probably int heal.
I
Yeah.
can do the heal.
Yes.
Nice.
Success.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna follow Smarty around and make sure he's healing people and not, eating people.
Eating people.
But Smarty's not hungry.
That implies I trust literally any of you.
So let's say you're trying to sort of direct people, including your own. Let's say.
Oh, look, is it being a cap?
So lead charisma.
Yeah, charisma lead. Yeah. So that's an 11 for the fix. That's a 9 for the
10.
heal. Oh, right, a
The
10
plus
for.
one
Plus
was
one
put in
was
a
put
comment for some
differently.
reason. Well,
Yeah,
there
because it was
space
separated
between them.
from the dice code. So that's 10. And naturally, the Discord overlay failed to update. Lovely. Sorry, just head swinging back and forth, trying to keep an eye on everything. Make sure nothing's breaking. So yeah. So let's go in order. The fix check. You actually do a pretty outstanding job of getting in there, even though you're not.
Literally kicks over someone who's trying to work on it. Like, no,
Just
mine.
pushes them out the way.
So to get a sense of sort of like the skill check difficulties, like a 10 is something that's too difficult to be expected of anyone but a skilled expert, and even they might fail. You manage to get in there and be like, I got it. And you,
Naturally.
even though like it's got a ship pressing up against it, you know exactly where to reach in there, wrench something, and then it shuts off so that the ship can ease out, just pull away, and then pull out of the shipyard. 10 for, and again 10 for the 10 for the heal check means that anyone who was like knocked over or concussed by the impact, Smarty, you're able to make sure that they are treated before anything gets too serious.
Yeah.
And Xencarn with that 7 for the lead. It's not like there's anything particularly complicated, but you managed to be enough of a presence that in the chaos, you managed to direct people to where they need to go.
Woo!
All right, let's swap over to the team that's doing the pursuit. What skills do you apply to try and apprehend this guy?
Well, to chase
Exert.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
Exert, all right.
Yep.
You just all exert yourselves?
I'm gonna say probably exert con.
Yeah, exert, con
Strength.
exert is probably con. I can make a case for either con exert or strength exert.
Well, I'll try strength. That I've actually got a higher one. Same modifier though.
Yeah.
Just drop down on all fours and chase after.
That's gotta be terrifying.
Just
That
having
was the
it
point,
bound
yes.
Ridley
towards
on
you.
all fours.
Just scream at them as well. Adds a bit of terror.
Yeah, he does that normally.
Yeah. It's not at all terrifying coming towards.
Roll.
Quit
Sick.
running.
It probably reminds him too much of hunting at home.
All right, 989. You all pass.
Woohoo.
All right.
So
We
you
did the thing.
You managed to just chase him down and run after him. He pulls out a submachine gun to try and spray a burst of bullets at you, but you manage to reach him and disarm him before he can shoot y'all. And just gonna simplify things so you manage to catch and subdue him. But by the time security arrives to secure the area, he has fallen completely still. Not just unconscious, but like seemingly dead.
Is there any trace of psionic stuff around him?
Could
No
be a dead
psionics,
man.
but you notice that there's some kind of cyberware installed in his cranium.
Ah,
Oh,
It's a dead man switch.
In terms of
I-
convenient.
well. I feel like a dead man switch is something that goes off when someone dies. This was more so condition equals death.
Well, no, that's what. I don't think you heard any of that.
No.
No.
I said I play Eclipse phase, and a dead man switch is basically like, hey, I need you to do a job, and if you fail, I press this button, and your cortex is wiped. more or less.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that.
It's a different dead man switch.
Switch of a dead man rather than dead man switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Anyway, hidden on his person is the detonator that he used to sabotage the gravity stabilizers on the dock, an envelope carrying a coded message of some kind that you can't read, and obviously his submachine gun and ammo.
Hey.
Can we call this kind of switch the big dead button? Station security takes down the forensic details of the weapon and takes the coded message into evidence and the detonator, and prepares to carry away his body. So you managed to apprehend the suspect and free the stabilizer. So managed to free the ship without permanently destroying the stabilizer, rather. Not only saving many lives, but mitigating damage to the Spaceyard itself. So naturally, you have a meeting with Spaceyard administration, who is very pleased with your act of heroism and authorizes a reward of for this 600 credits.
So
Nice.
100 for each of us.
Yeah.
I got all the money I spent back.
Yay!
Same
here.
I mean, it would be more for this kind of work, to be honest, but they don't have a lot of budget to spare. They're not the richest organization in the sector. They got their hands full trying to keep all this, rather the administration of. I mean, the Spaceyard gets a lot of business, but it's like parceled
Fair.
out between a lot of corporations, and the Spaceyard administration is more concerned with, keeping the peace on the station itself. And they're not exactly making a whole lot of profit. So this kind of work would be more, but 600 is what they have to spare, and it's, a fair bit.
Yeah.
Between
They
between
definitely
6 people,
discretionary.
like, to put kind of credits into perspective, like, to an ordinary worker, to an ordinary person working a regular 9-to-5 job, 500 is a lot of money. Now, if it were like
So we're doing all right.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's work that would have been done by the maintenance and security crews anyway, but you were instrumental in capturing them, and in the panic, you kind of stood out as heroes and leaders. So yeah, you get 600
And we
credits for
didn't
all
need
that.
anybody.
Oh,
So I immediately
and
spend my share on a vac suit.
and they allow you to keep his submachine gun,
Ooh.
which isn't that much better than any of your current weaponry, I suspect.
Stick it
I've
in.
already got a revolver, which doesn't fire as fast as a submachine gun.
Well, it's
free gun.
it's yours to keep or pawn.
Yeah,
They've already taken down the forensic details, so they don't actually need the item itself.
definitely take the ammo at least.
Pawn the gun?
It's probably worth more with the ammo.
Well, I think first stop is, are we all just going to go buy it? Everyone who doesn't have one, I'm assuming is just going out to go buy a vac suit.
It's not a bad idea.
Not a terrible idea,
that's
no.
a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Back to where I started, and I got to work on nice tech,
Yeah,
and I got a thing to diddle with. Day.
and you got to be you got to be a hero among engineers, I guess, for helping to deal with what could have been a very, very tragic act of sabotage. But yeah, you've got a bit of notoriety now. You've got a bit of you got some credits, and you got some loot.
Yay.
Not too
Positive.
shabby. All right, so that's 2 encounters down. Any questions about this whole encounter system?
No, I
How are
like
you-
it actually. I think
That's actually pretty good.
Okay, so
Yeah.
far.
You're liking it so far? It's
Yeah.
liking the pace of it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's I have to admit, it was a lot more complicated on paper than it is in practice.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of stuff you can potentially do, but it basically just boils down to simplified encounter table, basically.
Draw a card, things happen.
Yeah,
Can you do the thing?
and because it's a sandbox, there's not
Things happen.
there's a lot of things that can potentially happen, but you know, there's the stuff that you want to actually deal with.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Now, we are about halfway through the session, and no one's spent any of their spyglass tokens. I realize it's, you know, kind of because I don't know if there's like anything that's super interesting that's happened yet, but I just want to remind you that you have those. If there's anything that you want to, like, you know, zoom in on in more detail, that's kind of there. But at the moment, I've been playing things out at kind of a medium scale of resolution. Not really like fully zoomed out. So that might also be kind of what this is my first time playing with this. So
Don't worry too much about
I'm gonna worry about it a little bit because I'm like I got a show to run here and I'll make sure I'm doing it right.
it. Don't worry about it.
Honestly, I like this sort of medium thing because it's enough for us to feel involved, but without having to roll a check every time we want to like take 5
Do
steps.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Which,
might
yeah.
at some point use a token to zoom in on a combat scene because I kind of like combat, but
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Learning a
happen
lot
this time.
about this this system, and you know, I'll make adjustments as we go. So yeah, but anyway, I just want to kind of check in on that because I've got all this stuff prepared, but I'm still, in terms of like how to actually run it, I'm still kind of flying by the seat of my pants.
I feel like it's been good so far.
Good.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, I'm glad you all are liking it.
Good
I-
show.
I-
Spud.
At any rate, it is time to. You can't really like go anywhere else at the moment. You still got to pass time on the Spaceyard. Gotta explore some more, I guess.
Do you guys want me to draw this time?
Go for
That can only go well.
it.
A small black hole erupts right below your feet.
I do love your imagination.
Right?
Parts.
I try.
I love that, like, since you could just draw anything that I've prepared.
Just a tiny black hole.
It's like a deck of many things, which you should never give to anyone.
Always
I
give it
know,
to your players. Give it to your most
absolutely.
annoying players, and they
Give
go
it to
away.
you then?
Yes.
All right, we got an Ace of Hearts.
Ooh, ace.
All right.
Either a high card or a low card, depending on what you're playing.
Or
Yep.
both, depending on what you're playing.
Yeah,
Or
that is
completely
true.
arbitrary, depending on what you're playing.
Yep.
Okay. And since I'm assuming that you're all still kind of all joining at the same time, you all have 3 system strain.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I wonder if Smarty, you've got some effort maybe from the healing you did if you use Biocyanox?
I don't take effort when I heal.
Oh, excellent.
I took the thing that lets me not have to spend effort. To...
That's good. Excellent. Okay. Good to know. The Ace of Hearts integral to my old maid strategy. Thank you, Din. All right. So,
There we go. I fixed it.
apparently part of my style is to just vamp until I'm sure about how I want to play this. All right. While tinkering
I've seen
around,
worse.
Xencarn, while you're tinkering around with your compad, you pick up a strange signal coming from the maintenance corridors above the main concourses. After the sabotage, security is kind of disproportionately strong in some places, lax in others. So you can, even though the maintenance corridors are normally locked off or off limits. You're all able to just kind of make your way in there and follow the signal.
If you're asking me if I want to wander into places I'm not meant to be, the answer is yes. Yes, I do.
I mean, I didn't think I had to ask. And if you just decide, no, I don't want to do that, then I don't have much of an encounter here.
Just goop your way in.
Yep.
Like some of these events do like make an assumption that yes, given ample preparation and precaution, you do go through the door. I don't ask for every single step. But if there is something that you're like, hey, wait a minute, do feel a little free to interrupt me and be like, hey, I don't want to walk into a trap here. I'm not going to do that to you.
Do not stumble dick first in the trap.
Yeah, that's the
No,
idea.
I figured.
Anyway, you follow the signal through the maintenance quarters, and you find your way to kind of a dusty nook bathed in red emergency light. And sort of leaned up against one of the corners is a desiccated corpse of some bipedal creature that you've never seen before.
Poor bastard.
You've seen a bunch of alien races here, you humans, the myxomyc, the slimes, the floresian plant people. There's the Roca rock people. There's the Iridian ant people. There's the endangered yeldirr that Taukkav is. This doesn't look like any of those. This doesn't look like any alien species that you've ever seen before.
You guys are all going to dislike me for this, but I'm going to spyglass this moment, if that's okay.
All right.
Go for it.
Oh, that's fine,
Go
yeah.
for it. We're not
All
gonna
right.
stop you.
Go for it, Agent Mulder.
So
Zoom in.
So yeah, we're just now playing kind of real-time role-playing encounter. So yeah, you're in this kind of just pure red metal corner with this alien corpse.
Yo, Bayleaf, can you go, I don't know, poke it or something? See what it is?
Taste
I
this. See
will
what it
proceed
is.
to poke it.
All right.
No, I'll give it a proper medic.
Oh, let's see. I should probably ask for a skill check, but I don't. I don't know if no quite applies because this isn't really like academic or scientific.
I don't think there's a skill check for poke with stick.
I don't
No,
know.
I
I feel
suppose-
like
I suppose not.
Medically
studying
examined.
cadaver could be scientific.
Biopsych.
Let's say it's gonna be notice.
Oh boy, I don't have that.
But we'll say it's int notice. Or wisdom
So-
notice, whichever you prefer.
I mean, both of them are 0, so it doesn't really matter.
All right then.
Wait, why does that doctor have 0 in? I'm not comfortable with it.
I have 12 int, but I have a 0 modifier.
Yeah.
Wait,
that.
who has the highest int?
Probably you.
Is it? That's concerning.
If you have a +1, then yeah.
Oh, well, what is your
14.
intellect?
14.
I have a 14 as well.
Oh.
I
Nice.
I got a good roll for my health. Shit, pretty much everywhere else.
I took the standard
This
array.
this is kind of why I don't like rolling stats. But
Understandable.
I
I did
figured
fairly well.
it might. I mean, and the thing about the modifiers is that there's a widespread where 0 begins and ends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it's
Yeah.
harder to gain a good modifier in the system.
Sometimes you just get
Yeah.
gypped,
I've got
Like-
2 +1s and 4 zeros.
and sometimes you get
It's-
amazing
yeah,
stats.
it's not
I
like-
did
it's
with
not
my
quite like-
combo.
It's not quite like D&D where it's like 12, 14, 16. No, it's
It's
So
like
it's-
8 to 13 is a 0.
yeah.
It's a -2 if you don't have it, right?
You have to get 18 to get to +2, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's -1 if you don't have it. So if it'd
Oh,
be -1
-1.
plus 0. So it'd be
Yeah.
2d6 plus -1
And
essentially.
there's no space between the minus and the 6. Because otherwise it just puts it in a
Oh.
comment.
Right. I'll
So
just do that
that'll be
again.
6 total.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
wouldn't it be
7 because it's a -1, not a -2.
Okay, so 7.
Well, 7's not bad, and
So it's not bad.
Now, like 6 is kind of the bare minimum you need to do basic
most-
tasks that you couldn't do automatically.
Yeah.
But this is a little difficult because it's a physiology that you would have literally no experience with. And it's
Yeah.
clearly been there. Like, the first thing you can tell right away with that check is that this has to have been here for quite a while.
At least
like-
several yonks.
Like, it actually seems like a pretty suspiciously low rate of decay. Because there's nothing else like it, and it looks like it's been dead for a while based on what, Spud? What are you saying?
Based on the blood and
Based on location. I mean, I can get a better scientific
cold.
view if I snap a leg off.
Really?
No,
Okay,
not really.
hear me out. We don't know what this species is. It's been dead for a while. We should take it and sell it to a museum somewhere.
I
That was
mean,
way
I can
more
take it
reasonable
back to
than I
the
was
ship and
expecting.
give it a proper examination over time.
Well, yeah, we could do that too if you want to be boring about it. Sure.
Because taking an unknown alien onto your ship has never gone wrong.
Exactly. It's always
If
been
it's
fine.
dead, it's fine.
That hasn't stopped.
I know.
Plus, it's been dead for a while. If it was going to cause issues, it would have eaten one of the maintenance people already.
maybe it did.
What if it's a zombie?
I think we should probably search the room. Because this is
Fair enough.
suspicious, but there might be more stuff.
It's actually a fairly small room. It kind of, once you get back out to the maintenance tunnels, maintenance corridors, it opens up a bit.
And we
So
know
is
this
where the
is
signal is coming from.
The signal, I was kind of waiting to get through the whole notice check, but yeah, the signal is actually coming from a device that kind of at the kind of resting a little ways from the alien's desiccated hand.
Yoink!
And it looks kind of like an alien version of kind of primitive version of your own compads. Kind of
does
just
have
kind of
any
this
messages on it.
this tablet. It doesn't
I wanna
it doesn't
message
seem to have any power. Well, it seems to have a little power because it was generating some kind of signal, but you can't tell. It doesn't look like any kind of encryption or even language, computing language you've ever seen.
I want to mess with it.
You want to play with the tech.
I do want to play with the tech. I really
Yeah,
want to
that's
play
cool.
with the tech.
Sarah's goes tech diddling.
While you are inspecting the body, you hear footsteps from behind, from where you came.
I'm gonna
Into
point
the
at the two.
pocket?
I'm gonna point at the two security people and motion them to go over by the door.
Putting it in my pocket.
Yep.
Well, 3 security people. I should
Well, I
say.
guess we go to the door.
Get onto the side of the door. Front.
Yeah.
All right. You wait by the sides of the door. 2 hooded, robed figures walk through, and
Cultists!
immediately are held up. I imagine by the 2 of you,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 3 of us, yeah.
the 3 of you, yeah, the
Well,
two
only 2
humans
sides.
and the big old Ridley, yeah.
Get off.
Sorry, yeldirr.
Close enough.
It's Ridley now.
It's basically Ridley.
It's like a feathered Ridley.
Space Ridley.
Kind of a
Do
bit more,
the,
Is that redundant?
bit more bird-like.
Cacao, motherfucker.
So these two hooded figures, is there any way of telling, like, if they're human, alien? Is there any like distinct features about them?
Yeah,
or-
they're human. They're human males.
Cool. Well, I'm going to turn and sort of look at them and be like, so, what can you tell us about our friend here? And then point to the corpse.
One of them just mothers, nosy mercenaries. Your kind respects the law of dibs, don't you? We found him first.
Hey, I'm not saying that we're making a claim. We're just curious about what it is.
Well, that's not for us to say. And the other, his partner, says, wait, I think these are the two that raided the shrine out in the vacuum section.
God. Damn it, Cyrus.
Which two? You see nothing.
Is Saris or Ross?
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Why? Is that important?
They kind of look kind of panicked at each other. It seems like pretty obvious that they don't know how much they're allowed to say.
Okay.
They probably got more of those brain wipey things.
I'm gonna
What it is.
I'm gonna make this really simple. I'm not gonna hurt you. My friends here might. I just start talking.
One of them says, you can threaten and hurt us all you like, but we will not stray from our cause. And the other one doesn't look entirely convinced with that same level of fervor.
You want to try that again with more enthusiasm?
What kind of cause?
The other hooded figure says, look, just what do we have to tell you to let us go? And the first guy is like, how dare you?
We just want to know what the body is. And then we're all out of your hair and we all leave as friends. Yes? Yes.
Ask them what the thing is. Ask them what the thing is.
Oh, and what the thing on the shrine is to make our engineer shut up.
Not that we touched it or took it or anything.
So innocent.
So is this the same kind of cloth that the guy who blew up the ship was wearing?
No, he was dressed, the saboteur was dressed differently.
Okay.
No, these
So it looks to
are...
be unrelated.
These two are wearing matching robes that don't look like anything you've seen.
Scientologist, got it.
Okay.
Well, they're already cultists.
Nailed it.
The first one says, it would be unwise to anger the vassals of the Almighty Hand. And the second guy
Which
just
one,
kind
the
of...
left or the right?
The left one.
Your right hand comes
I mean,
off.
you never know. There are some races out there with middle hands.
It's just the
You raise a
Almighty
big
Hand. It's not... Anyway.
Ignore their stupidity. Answer
Look,
the
and the
question.
second guy says, look, it's apparently... The Spaceyard is an alien relic, and that was one of the aliens that originally made this thing.
Keepers, got it.
So you're saying
knew that
that it's pre-tech alien?
We can only assume, and he gets jabbed in the side with a guy in the left's elbow, just like, shut up!
And what about the device on the shrine? What was that exactly?
First guy finally relents and says, we don't know. It doesn't work anymore, but it still belongs to the ship, the Spaceyard.
So what kind of shrine was it?
I'm not going
I
to
would
dignify that
assume a
question with an
religious
answer.
one.
Look, we've told you about the alien. Will you let us go as promised?
Of course I will. You're free to leave.
Yeah, all right.
They look to the security guys.
Let him go.
All right. Take my hands away, step back.
Yeah.
They sort of lock eyes with you, Acrasis, and say, "You better watch your back. We're on to you now."
Oh, I'm terrified. I'm sure. You can leave.
They
Yeah, by the way, if you didn't want anyone to find this thing, you probably should have turned off the beacon.
there was a beacon.
You can leave now.
They hurry off, trying to maintain their indignant, huffy air,
Mm,
but
It's not working.
It's not really working. No.
I thought you were gonna say trying to maintain their dignity. I was like, yeah, they lost that a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's gone as well.
No, they were just trying to, cultists gonna cult,
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is we need to take this body literally anywhere else other than here. Who wants to carry the corpse?
Why do we
I've
want the corpse?
Got it.
You may not eat the corpse.
I'm not going to eat it.
It's too
It's
old to even be jerky.
I
It's
already
fine.
had lunch.
Do we really want it?
Yes, we want the corpse.
Why
It's-
do we want the corpse?
Because it's somebody's relic, and if it's somebody's relic, it's valuable to somebody else.
it's
You
a
raise
it's
valid point.
it's a specimen of an unknown and possibly ancient alien species.
That
Dead.
means cash. So we're taking it.
All right.
mean,
I need my
understand-
hands free to like not get beaten up.
Actually, just out of character for a second. Can we store stuff on the ship while it's being repaired? Like, can we enter and exit as we want, or?
Not exactly. No. Otherwise, you'd be living on the ship, but you're living kind of in sort of apartments on the station right now.
To the
All right.
apartment.
Shove it in your fridge.
Shove it in a giant milk bottle, it'll be fine.
Not afraid.
Captain accidentally locked us out of the ship.
You stop
Lost the
calling
key.
the morgue the fridge.
Stop calling
No.
it the milk bottle. No one gets it.
No, I mean, we get it.
So you yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you take the well,
Okay,
We take the
hang on.
space jerky.
We dress the corpse. Like, how big is the corpse? Is it roughly?
it's
humanoid
roughly humanoid. Yeah, it's bipedal.
fine.
Okay,
I'm a medical
put-
professional. Nobody's gonna question that.
we put the corpse in Bayleaf's vac suit, and then we take it, so it doesn't look like we're just carrying a random corpse around.
That's fine.
You
'Cause,
could,
you know, that
you
could
could
go
just
badly,
to
but-
just to posit another option. You could just contact, Spaceyard, administration, and just have them pick up the corpse and deal with it and demand a finder's fee or something.
Yeah,
My internet
but
cut out for about half.
That's a
second
good
when it
idea.
happened.
we could do that, but if we find a private seller, we'd make more money. Or private buyer, sorry.
But it's
Yeah,
a
well-
corpse.
Yeah, well, people are
You'd be
weird.
surprised.
And
What
it
people
could
can
take
pay for corpse.
it could take time to find a buyer, is the problem. And during
Yeah,
that
we've
time,
got
you
time.
have a corpse littering someone's living space.
Not it.
Honestly, yeah, Dr. Bayleaf's probably used to that, so it's fine.
I mean, have you? How do you feel about this, Dr. Bayleaf?
I mean, I'm a medical professional. I've dealt with dead bodies before.
Have you had to live with one before?
Not for an extended period of time.
It'll be fine.
building up some real blasphemy momentum here, guys.
Right?
It's a
This
good
is-
thing none of us are terribly
Listen, I'm not
religious.
proud of the things I've had to do to survive.
Yeah.
We do a lot of things that we're not proud of, and this is yours.
It's the future where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Everyone's jaded and doesn't care about whatever was supposed to be sacred.
Hey, it's not
Yeah, but-
sacred to us, which means it's not our problem.
I'm still clinging to life is a thing that should not be wasted.
Well, that's okay. It's a corpse. Doesn't have any.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
kind of draw the line at corp. Come on.
Looks like you've got a serious objection from Alex there, Captain.
Yeah.
All right, what's your actual objection to us, making a bunch of money selling the corpse to a museum who are probably going to look after it much better than the cultists are?
Or us, for that matter.
Well, it's just basically taking care of it until we find a buyer. I mean, it's kind of creepy. Probably unnecessary. And we've already, taken one thing from the cult. Taking a second thing, I mean, they might overlook the first thing that we took, but
Look, I mean, come on. We've already, Sarah's here has already, desecrated a shrine. This isn't that much worse.
I'm
In
just
fact,
saying,
this is possibly better.
I'm just saying, Captain, it's bad karma to just kind of keep, biting the same hand.
Generally only tend to bite the one hand.
Nobody's bitten anything yet.
Yeah.
Figure of speech, come on.
I definitely get where you're coming from. I'm just not sure if I agree.
Well, you're
Would
the
there be-
captain, but I'm
Would
just.
there be some way of knowing, I guess, how much realistically we could expect to make if we, roughly, if we found someone who was interested?
Well, the thing about this is that it's basically a pretech artifact, and not only that, but an alien pretech artifact that is also a body. So it has a very particular appeal. You basically get to name your own price, but you also have a very limited set of customers.
We'd probably need to make a trade check to find them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
At the very least, you'd expect to be spending a few days just playing, phone tag with potential buyers and dealing with, the layers of bullshit of the black market.
Does anyone have trade at a reasonable level?
Nope.
No.
My
Would-
skills
would it
are
be-
don't die and make other people not die.
I mean, if it's trade charisma, I'd be rolling on just a flat 2d6. So
Well, I guess the question is, do you decide to go through with this?
yeah, that's the debate. Because Alex definitely has a point, but I can see the appeal of not fast cash, but a lot of cash, and a lot of cash quickly. Well, not quickly, but a lot of cash in a single payment.
Basically, do you get rid of it now for a little bit of a finder's fee and it's out of our hands? Or do we cart it around in hopes to make a bigger sale of it later?
And also deal
Honestly-
with both the moral implications and the practical implications of having a corpse around.
Yeah. Because the other way to
If-
look at it, if we get rid of it now, then the cult's probably going to go after them to get it.
Sure, but we already know this station isn't exactly loaded.
I know.
So, I mean, our finder's
But
fee
we
is
don't
probably
have
gonna
to take a
be
monetary.
small. That is true, actually. That
wanna,
is very true.
You want to trade it for a favor?
Would that be doable?
I don't. I'm just asking
Like,
the question. Here.
potentially? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yep, alright, let's do that. That's a lot easier than finding a weirdo to buy a corpse.
Just stroll up to a star base, stand in a shady alley. Hey, you want to buy a dead body?
What are you buying? What are you selling?
Excuse me, sir. I've got a body for sale, almost fresh.
Near mint condition.
Hasn't even been taken out of the box.
All right, so you get in contact with Spaceyard administration and say, hey, if I knew about where there was a,
Hey, we found a dead body.
unique alien corpse that probably has significance towards the station.
How much would you give me for it?
Well,
What would you be willing to exchange for information on a unique corpse?
Oh, and potential cultists.
And
'Cause
cultists.
that's
yes.
information that we have as well.
well, they asked for some kind of proof naturally, and you can send them like pictures you take with the compad or whatnot.
Take a
Do not,
selfie with the...
do not take corpse selfies. I swear to God.
Take
I will-
a selfie with the corpse.
God damn it! You beat me to the punch.
Wow.
I
It's
will have
the-
you killed.
It's the year 3200. There are still selfies.
You just put a pair of sunglasses on the corpse, put its arm over your shoulder.
I don't mean that I was going to take the selfie. I mean you beat me to actually making the joke.
Okay, so yeah, we'll send them proof. Because that sounds like the best plan.
And they say, all right, did it have any like belongings or tech on it?
Nope.
It does not have any
Not-
tech
Not that we could see anyway.
Not that we found.
Weekend at Bernie's 43 this time in space. Anyway. All right. So they're like, gosh, that does look pretty darn valuable.
Maybe we could trade it for, speeding up our ship repairs or what?
Priority repairs on your ship?
Yes.
Hmm.
I think that's reasonable and fair.
Yeah, for a discovery like this, I mean, if you're really gonna hold it ransom, then yeah, that can be arranged. We're still kind of dealing with the sabotage thing, so I don't know how much faster it's gonna be, but
holding it ransom is such ugly words.
No, that's
Not
fine.
really
But yeah,
holding it.
if we could definitely, expedite the process, that would be fantastic.
all right then. Well, they agree to those terms.
Neat. Because we need to get
And-
off this space station as fast as possible before somebody murders us.
Still gonna take a while though.
Or before Ceres desecrates another shrine.
Excuse you.
She hasn't.
I
done
did not desecrate any shrine. I just took something.
Which is a form of desecration when it comes to shrines.
No, it's just theft.
It's just theft.
It's just jaywalking, guys.
Jaywalking is a heinous.
Depends on.
Oblivious, you're a bit far from the mic again.
I was just talking.
Yeah. Who wants to draw next?
So yeah,
Okay,
you've
I'll
now
do
got you've now got an alien compad to study, and you've got priority repairs underway on your ship, which means you'll be off the station a little bit faster.
More
And
things
hope-
to study.
Yeah.
I am the best captain. You're welcome.
I mean, you haven't got drunk and stolen someone's milk yet, so.
Give me time, I'll get there.
If there isn't a one card that is you find a jug of milk, I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed if I don't draw that card.
It's the Joker.
It will most likely be the Joker.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of jokers in this deck.
Yep.
Well, go ahead and draw, I guess.
I think there was a 8 of spades drawn.
8 of spades.
Oh. Sure enough, I need to refresh it on stream. Oh. I need to find a different way of doing the Discord overlay. Because it just kind of forgets to update sometimes.
Have we drawn anything that isn't hearts and spades yet?
I think
You
we've got a
accomplished first
diamond
time.
or a...
The
Nope.
first black card was a club.
was
Oh,
it?
yeah, it was too.
We haven't got a
Yeah.
diamond.
Nope, no diamonds.
8
Got a heart
of
though.
spades. All right.
Now we're at 4 system strain.
Yes.
You doing okay over there, Doc?
I'm fine. It's all good.
Sure about that?
Yep.
So far.
Yep. It's all good.
All right.
Come
So
back to me in another 2 and I might need to go for lunch.
it occurs. It's becoming clear the more time you spend on the station that there is a lot of like underground pre-tech trade going on, which probably means, you know, there's probably a smuggling operation. And indeed, you hear rumors about there being a smuggler's den somewhere in the station, but you don't know exactly where yet. Which brings us to the other type of explore action that you can do on a planet, which is to search. So if you want to look for something specific, not just something that I've told you about, but something that you want, you know, like something valuable that you want to buy, or something, you know, just some kind of item or person or location or whatever that is hard to find, you take the search action instead of the explore action. And basically, you roll 2d6 plus any relevant attribute or skill based on what it is and where you are. If you roll high enough, you find what you're looking for. If you don't, you find a different encounter and then roll again next time, keeping your progress. So like you might need to roll like to a total of like 15 in order to actually reach it. So this smuggler's den that you've heard about is something that you can search for if you wish to. If it doesn't sound that interesting, you might not.
Can anyone search on events like these, or is it just the person who drew it?
Anyone once you have, yeah. Sorry, I need to restart that entire sentence because I'm frazzled trying to explain mechanics.
Sorry.
Taking a breath. Okay. At any time, any number of you could take the explore action. You can take the search action instead. That's basically what it means.
Okay.
You can't
Cool.
like split up and do different things. I kind of need to deal with this in one encounter at a time. But
It's one of the other.
you
Mm.
can
So basically-
you can decide as a party to search.
Right.
Most of these decisions have to be made as a party.
Fair enough.
Well, I think we should search. This definitely sounds like something we want to get involved in.
Okay. What are we looking for, though?
Smugglers.
Specifically pre-tech smugglers.
Ah.
And hey, that might give you context to help, you know, sell some of the things you've got too.
Hmm.
So
Or you could try and get more artifacts from them.
Hey guys, we know where this
Probably.
pre-war alien body is.
connect and trade would probably be good skills for this.
Trade would be kind of more along, I guess, official lines. Let me
Yeah.
take a look at the skill list again to kind of get the sense of it. Oh, you can use trade to figure out where to purchase hard to get or illicit goods.
Mhm.
But in terms of like where they're sold and where they're kept are two different things. So probably connect would be a bit more relevant.
Yeah.
Connect
So has
and what
anybody got
though?
that skill?
Connect
Well, I've
and
got 0 in it.
Connect and charisma.
charisma or wisdom, maybe.
Well, if we go charisma, that would give me a +1. But if anyone can do better,
I don't have it.
Would it be better if I allowed everyone to apply a roll to this and just add up the entire total, or just one person?
I feel like one person. I feel like if we all do it, then if we add up the total of everything, it'd be over too quickly.
Well, I could set the goal higher to compensate.
Oh yeah.
I'm just asking
I don't mind.
what would be more fun to figure out? Just figure out how to roll one person's skill, or how to figure out how to roll a skill for everybody involved in the search.
I don't mind either way. What's
I
quicker,
guess
I
if
guess.
we're all searching, it would make sense that
You all apply a bit, yeah.
yeah.
All right, everyone involved in the search can roll a relevant skill, and we'll just add them all together.
I have no relevant skills, so
Oh, no.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, I don't have any either.
That's a 5 from Xencarn.
What stat?
Wisdom
got a
or
7.
charisma for attribute, and connect.
maybe notice.
Notice could apply as well, yeah.
I have noticed. I can use that.
Good, make it all just even.
Okay.
5757.
You take
24.
plus
Notice-
2. You know what you need
Notice
to
the
do.
wisdom, right?
Do what you
Yeah.
must.
Oh, you
Nah,
ruined
I-
it.
Broke it!
You all ruined it.
Oh,
Sorry.
No.
Digo saved us.
Digo rolled a natural 12.
Nice.
Fun.
Oh well, my connection
Damn.
got bad all of a sudden.
Wait, who ruined what? What are you talking about?
Don't.
There's a streak going with 5757.
Yeah.
Five,
You rolled
seven,
a 5,
five,
it
seven,
would have
eight.
been order.
Oh, okay.
Combo breaker!
You ruined it.
Well, at least Digo pulled us out of our crap search pattern.
So what was the
Hey.
goal? And
Fun
did we reach it?
smugglers.
That is, I'm not going to tell you the specific number. Let me just add these up. It's 12 and 12 and 832 and 1345. And you rolled a natural 12. Just kind of checking real quick to see if there's like a specific thing they have for like rolling maximum or minimum on the dice.
Sense of pride and a sense of shame.
Hard to find that sort of thing sometimes in this book. Anyway, I'm gonna say that that's enough. And what pushed it over was the natural 12 from Digo there. You've probably had to deal with this sort of illicit trade before in your previous work.
Hmm.
Would you say that's appropriate?
Yes.
So, all right, give me a second. You managed to find your way to an abandoned ship factory which is a kind of factory for ship parts that's in a certain section of the station, previously abandoned up to this point, and most of the like machine parts have already been stripped out, so it's just basically a big old warehouse with junk and scrap in it, or at least that's how it looks from the outside. Because in there and then down through a trap door inside, hidden away in a ton of debris, there are steps leading down to a hidden hideaway. But you can tell pretty quickly just from the top of the stairs that there's probably it sounds, you hear a lot of voices, and they sound like the type that are probably going to be armed and not keen on intruders.
Is there a door? Because if there's a door, I knock on it. If
There-
not,
there's
I knock on the
there's a
wall.
trap door with stairs leading down. You just
Yeah, I
knock
knock
on
on
it?
that.
Okay. It opens up to reveal a man with a laser pistol.
Hello.
And he he steps fully out of the trapdoor and says, "Well, how can I help you?"
Thanos, we wish to barter.
That's Dormammu.
Dormammu, I have come to
Remember,
bargain.
come to bargain.
Bargain.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, no, we're interstellar traders, and I give, finger quotes for that. And or as close as I can get. And we're here to examine your fine stock of pre-war items, pre-tech sort of gear, as well as possibly show off some of our own.
Well, that's awfully generous of you, but if you wanted to buy some of our wares, there are ways to do that. Why'd you come all the way over here?
We like to talk to the source.
Mm-hmm.
We find it beneficial in negotiations.
Really, is it still beneficial if with just a word or a sound I can summon a couple dozen guys with guns to come up here and defend our den?
Of course, we wouldn't want you to feel uncomfortable, and therefore having these kind of negotiations in a setting that you find familiar and safe is always beneficial for both parties.
So, I hate to do this possible combat encounter, but I gotta dip out. I've
That's
got
fine.
something else that come up. I'll catch you guys later.
No worries.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all good. See you later, Smarty.
He is.
The smuggler leader looks kind of amused at your confidence, but not particularly impressed.
Oh.
Let's say roll me charisma persuade or charisma talk.
Charisma talk. Awesome. I can do that. Probably. Just check that I do have, I do have talk at 0. I thought I did. 9. So not awful.
He holsters his laser pistol and says, "What kind of business you got anyway?"
As I said, we trade on an interstellar front. We have our tech expert, and I'll point at Saris, who does a lot of our cataloging and documenting. We're mostly interested in sort of pre-tech, though we do pretty much a little bit of everything. And we try and represent clients, I guess you could call them, to sort of make trade easier for other people in our business, like yourselves, of course.
I'm just picturing the slime air quotes, just little tentacles popping up and going whack.
Or just staying up there.
Sighs and says, so you just wanted to come straight to me to make a contact, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you seem to know where my den is, which means you have something over me, so what can you tell me about yourselves?
Well, this is the crew. As you can see, this is pretty much everyone. We have a Ceres, why don't you talk him through the sort of the ship specifications?
Why?
Because you're our pilot, and you would know.
And?
Because I told you to.
And?
We are not reenacting that thing from Dude, Where's My Car in the drive-thru, okay?
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
a
do the
ship.
thing.
What do you want about it? It's
I think he means the actual tech we're looking to buy and sell.
Do you actually
You
have
know, like-
anything to sell today?
Well, we do have a pretech sort of palm pad, if you would.
Really?
I didn't get to tinker with that yet.
We'll get you something else, all right? Just show the man the palm pad.
It's not leaving her hands. It's out though.
Kind of narrows his eyes at you and says, are you the guys who've been pissing off those cultists?
Nope.
What
Nope.
cultists?
What's a cultist? Listen, I deal with ships. I don't care about people.
Well, they pay me quite a bit, so I don't want to be pissing them off with business with you if they don't like you.
Look, we don't know who you're talking about, so I don't know what to tell you.
Look, I can transport stuff and maybe put you in touch with the buyer, but at the moment, I ain't
Yeah.
keen to take any of this stuff off your hands at the moment.
I mean, that's fair, but yeah, we'll definitely take if you've got any buyers who'd be interested in this kind of thing, we'd definitely owe you that kind of information in return when we stumble upon it.
Well, you did come out all this way to find us.
That we're good at.
Suppose I won't be able to shake you then. Fine.
like helping.
He gives you sort of encrypted number you can use to get in contact with him at a later date.
Much appreciated.
We've made contact.
Just don't go making my life difficult, or else this relationship will be cut short very quickly.
Of course, as it should be.
Phrasing.
And by cut short, I mean I'll cut off your legs.
Please do not threaten.
Out
We'll
of character, as I'm not doing the voice.
So yeah, thank him for the number and gesture at everyone to take their leave.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you now have a black market contact. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Hooray.
We still haven't shot or ate any. Impressed.
But yeah,
New record.
now if you need to quickly sell something of illicit quality in, or move something illicit in Sarcopoli, you have a contact for that now.
Yay.
Hooray.
And that puts us at 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we've probably got time for at least one more explore encounter. Worth noting that
Yet.
I think Avis hasn't drawn yet.
the priority ship repairs are coming along pretty quickly, so we won't have to be stranded on this station for too much longer.
Huzzah. There's
Hey,
a diamond.
diamond.
4 of diamonds.
World explodes.
Tiny black hole opens under your feet.
No, that was the 5 of hearts.
No,
Was
the
the
5 of
explosion.
hearts was the black hole. Was the black hole appears under your feet. 4 is the explosion.
All right. Oh, 4 of diamonds. All right. As you all walk down one of the main pedestrian thoroughfares, you come across a human man in a very dirty maintenance uniform who is walking aimlessly with an almost zombie-like gait.
Well,
Just kind of heading in the opposite direction you are, crossing your path.
Well, that's not suspicious.
Unless anyone else wants to touch the weird zombie-like humanoid, like human thing.
No, why?
Do you just all give him a wide berth, or do you actually make any attempt to communicate with
I'm
him
gonna
or
walk
get his,
around him.
get his attention?
You
That's
touch
weird.
it.
I'm not
I'll try to
touching
get
it.
his attention.
All right.
Just kind of go up.
All right.
Hey, buddy, something wrong?
The moment you even slightly get in his way or get his attention, he responds almost ferally and tries to swipe at you.
Oh, hey.
stun baton.
All right, make an attack roll then.
All right. So attack roll is D20 with
Attribute and skill, which for
Right.
attribute depends on the weapon itself, either strength or dexterity. Most likely strength for the stun baton,
Yep.
and then it'll be stab for melee weapons, even though you're not actually stabbing
Yeah.
him with anything sharp.
So there we go. 17.
Oh, stun baton actually can be strength or dex.
I'm using strength.
Okay. Roll 17. That is enough to hit.
And then it does 1d8. Non-lethal.
Solid 6. All right, you managed to, in one blow, shock him to unconsciousness, and he just falls limp to the ground.
So we should probably wake up in about 10 minutes, I think.
All right, and this has created kind of a scene, so by that time, security will have arrived to take control of the situation. But you notice, just as he's kind of laying there, and you're kind of making sure he's not getting up to threaten anybody else, you notice that he's got some kind of cyberware in his cranium.
Dun, dun, dun.
it looks like it was kind of like haphazardly installed, even. Like it's not quite symmetrical on where it was installed.
Oh.
Well,
And when security arrives, they check their records and note that he's been on the missing persons list for a while, at least a couple weeks.
Missing a couple of weeks. Ill-fitted
Missing
cybernetic.
This all sounds like a big bunch of not our problem.
Worth mentioning that in this universe, anything that could be described as sort of mind-controlling technology would fall under the heading of maltech, which is to say very, very illegal technology.
yep.
Alongside, like unbraked rogue AIs or weapons of really massive destruction, like planet killers.
Black hole generators and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still vote for we get as far away from this as we possibly can.
Well, maybe get a
Wanna
missing
get a
persons reward because we found him.
Sure, that can
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
It definitely is curious, though.
Maybe a bioscanner or a survey scanner.
be.
Just some sort of equipment that we can use.
You want to make another trade for... At this point, the Spaceyard administration really likes you, even though you keep, like, demanding rewards for the things you do.
Yeah.
So they're willing to
Well, I
work
mean,
with...
we're also saving them a lot of trouble.
Well, is there any particular bit of tech that we need?
A survey scanner can tell us what the atmosphere is like on any planet that we go to.
Not a bad thing.
It's a multi-purpose scanner that can take atmospheric and gravitic readings, provide basic chemical analysis of samples up to 1 cubic centimeter in size, and record up to 200 hours of video information or 10 times that amount of audio. No skill checks are necessary for any but the most basic analysis.
So we'll only be using it for basic analyses.
But yes, a survey scanner is basically a multi-purpose sci-fi scanning device.
That actually sounds pretty useful, yeah.
A bioscanner would also be pretty useful, but that'd be just for the medic or anyone with heal 0 for diagnoses.
I'm guessing we can't, try and get them to give us ship upgrades.
That would
might
be
be a
a
bit
little much for
expensive.
finding a missing person.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we can get a survey scanner out of them.
Sure,
why
yeah.
not?
You can just add that to your general field equipment. Actually, you can there. Let's see, how much would that even cost?
I think it's around 250 or 200.
Oh, 200? That's not a small amount of money.
Yeah, it's not a small amount of money, but they might be able to spare one of them.
They can spare one. Who would like to hold on to the survey scanner and be the person with the scanner?
Me. Yoink.
All right.
Good enough.
Yeah, works for me.
Consider that pay.
All right, the tech role is being established here.
Yep.
And yeah, worth noting that you kind of check in on the situation later. They were able to remove the installed cyberware, and he doesn't have any memory of the last several weeks. But that's about the
Yeah.
last two. Well, that's about the last that story plays an impact, especially since you seem to be keeping your distance on it.
Yeah. It's a good thing I went
Uh,
non-lethal.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Yes.
that guy'd be dead,
very much so.
and we would not have gotten a reward.
No, I suppose not. Two champions. That was like, you know, 4 or 5 events, 6 events, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
think
been 2.5
5 is
hours.
What the systems trains at.
One for each party member, basically.
Almost.
Kinda. Not everyone got like
26.
equal footing on stage, but yeah, Spacer's got to get paid. That's true. This you can't travel the galaxy on an empty wallet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we basically are, but it's fine.
Well, this session has been very illuminating for how the spyglass system is working out and sort of what you guys are interested in terms of this big old sandbox. But I think I'm personally kind of out of gas today. We normally go until the top of the hour, but I've got a lot on my mind, a lot of things I want to tinker with and change with after this, so I think that's probably going to be the end of session 1 of Voyages of the Takeout.
Okay.
And when we come back in 2 weeks, your ship will be repaired and you'll be free to travel wherever you like.
Woo!
You won't be stuck
Well,
on
within
this
reason.
planet.
God's help the galaxy.
And we can go into some of the stuff you can do with space exploration, not just planet exploration.
Neat.
First thing on the agenda, we go over to that bottom right corner.
And
Let's
check out the black
not.
hole.
We drop the captain in there and then we fly away.
But
If I
who's
could,
gonna talk the people into giving us stuff?
Right?
True.
Who talks to people?
The captain.
Yeah.
I vote we get rid of our
What?
pilot and get another like non-tech obsessed people pleasing one.
Excuse you.
The Lord.
I can't
Well,
wait for
I'm just
y'all to
saying-
begrudgingly become friends.
Oh boy.
No, this was
Should
fun.
throw some more life-threatening situations at you to bond over.
There you go.
We'll get there eventually.
Like a black hole.
Well,
Oh, in any case, this has been very interesting and very illuminating. How are y'all feeling about kind of how it's gone so far, the campaign? Want to get some feedback here.
That's interesting so far. I like it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. The scenes are quick.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and I kind of want to make sure that it doesn't take up too much of your time if you're not that interested in it.
Yeah. Nice.
So like the whole like Maltech zombie thing, you're like, nope. And I'm like, okay, I got other stuff. And
I mean,
whereas,
to be fair, I
whereas
was
you're
interested.
whereas,
It just
sorry, yeah.
it was. I was gonna say it's interesting, but it seemed like one of those things where it's like, I don't know if we want to get tangled up in that.
I mean, that's equally valid.
Especially since we only have like one person with tech knowledge.
Yeah, you kind of seem to have your roles, and you've got
We have 3 fighters.
you got 3 fighters,
Mhm.
which can certainly help make sure you don't die. And which, like, the fact that those cultists were coming up on you with the alien encounter, and you set up an ambush with 3 people. It's just like, oh, I guess you ought to succeed that. That's reasonable.
Yep.
Otherwise, they might have put up a fight. At some point, we will actually do probably some kind of combat, but like for the chase scene, that would have taken quite a bit of time to like roll. Like, okay, are you catching up yet? Okay, are you he's shooting at you. Do you dodge bullets? You know,
Yeah.
thinking about RPGs is that they can be really unbearably slow sometimes, even with the best of intentions, which is why I want to try the system out. So I hope it's working for you guys. That's really what I want to know.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not time wasted. That would be the real.
Yeah. He says, I'm curious what the character's long-term goals and motivation are. We don't know yet. This is a sandbox. There is no actual, like, planned out plot I've got.
Yeah. I mean, Jayce kind of wants to bring down an entire government, but that's really long term. Probably not going to happen in this
I will
campaign.
ask you more about that at some point.
Well, it's probably not going to happen in this campaign.
Well, so the
Simply
planet
because we
the
don't
planet's
have
not
the
in the
manpower.
sector?
Might not be.
Hmm.
But basically, psionic network controlling the military.
There might be something.
That kind of hits a little close.
Yeah, that's actually pretty similar to you. Digo and Azure have pretty similar backgrounds, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jayce found out he was psychic and that he was being mind controlled for 5 to 8 years, and then he went AWOL with his friend who died upon leaving because he got shot.
Oh, wow.
Oof.
Yep.
Well,
And he was just on the run for a few years training his psionic power.
well,
So
you asked
joined the
for
crew of the Takeout.
motivations, and you got them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. He hasn't really told anyone about that yet.
Be tough.
He's not 100% sure he can trust everyone yet.
There's clearly nothing underlying that base desire at all. Clearly.
Wait, what?
There's clearly nothing underlying Cerez's deep desire for tech. There's no deep motivation there. There's no backstory
nothing
there.
at all. Clearly.
Being greedy doesn't necessarily require a backstory.
No, there is one.
Oh yeah, my backstory is also why I'm non-lethal. Because forced to kill innocent people while mind controlled, and so don't want to kill innocent people anymore.
I do appreciate a slightly less murder.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am a little bit gun shy on that, but again, if you want to kill people in this campaign, I can't stop you that hard. So
I mean, if there's
We're not
no other choice, then
sorry, I've been stressing over about this for like the last 100 hours, so I'm glad that it's worked okay. Still stuff I kind of want to work on, and I've got plenty more of the sector to fill with interesting stuff to randomly encounter, but I'm liking how the system works. I'm liking the sort of medium resolution we're working on, even though it's not like fully like zoomed out, zoomed in. I think it's working at a pretty good pace.
yeah.
It sets a nice tone and it gives us options. And it gives us options we wouldn't normally have because we can look at it from a broader perspective. So we
Yeah.
can sort of just be like, oh, okay, generally this is what's going on. Yes, no, rather than having to talk to like 6 people to work out that, yeah, it's Maltech and we need to care about it.
Yeah.
And even with all the different scenarios, they're still sort of interconnected.
Yeah, because, it takes place in a location with a context and,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Lots to be happy about. Still a lot to work on. But for now, we're gonna call it a day and relax a bit. I'm gonna relax a bit.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna
I mean,
do some hardcore relax. I'm gonna play
I guess
Dark
just to turn it on its head a little bit, is there anything you want us to do more of with the system?
well, I would have said at the start, like, please, you be more liberal about using your spyglass tokens, but in honesty, like I said before, the fact that I kind of played these events out at kind of slightly more zoomed in than is normally implied by the system, it's not as necessary unless you want to like really get in deep into a particular situation. But like,
it didn't really seem like there was much to zoom in further on from what we got.
yeah, that's true. Like, I kind of paint everything with broad strokes, not even giving people like specific names right now.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to build the encounters a bit better so that they're more interesting.
Well, out of curiosity, if I hadn't used my token on the corpse situation, would we have ended up with a cultist encounter?
Yes, but it would have been much more abbreviated and probably come down to either like talk them down or fight them.
Yeah, there probably wouldn't have been an ambush.
Yeah, you
Because
wouldn't.
yeah, I thought that scene was a lot of fun just because of the way it ended up playing out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like once we zoom in, we can play things out in more detail and more nuance. That's kind of what I want to get across, is that if you want like a scene to have more in it, you zoom in. You know, if you want to get to know people, if you want to deal with kind of moment to moment challenge, we zoom in and there's more there.
Ah, my back.
Yeah, I think we just had a lot of like, I think with just the events we got, it was probably they probably weren't great zoom in events anyway. Like the explosion and the so we had the explosion and the shrine and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they're
playing
not
those
they're
out
not
as sort of bigger events would have made more sense.
I don't think all of them need to be zoom in worthy, but
Oh no, I definitely agree.
Sure.
So,
but having the option is really nice.
Yeah, I like having the option. I just want to avoid like, even though Xencarn, you're the captain, I want to make sure everyone has their chance to shine and explore like what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be really sensitive to that. Even though like kind of group dynamics, someone kind of has to be like lead the charge and kind of be the boss, but I want to make sure that other people get to do what they want to do, whether it has to do with characters or combat or that sort of thing.
That's pretty much what happened with this session. Like when people like the people who drew tended to sort of lead the scene they drew in.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I do start getting to do X, Y, and Z, tell me, and I will knock it off.
Well, yeah, we're still kind of, it's new group, new system, lot of new. I just kind of want to be sensitive to how things are playing out, and I want you all to feel like, if you need to tell me something about what's going on, then feel free. Or if you're like, I kind of want to focus on this or something, I don't know. I'm unwinding. I'm starting to babble a bit.
No, I get you.
All right. I'm going to do my closing spiel before I just spin out of my chair and die.
Right.
All right.
Thank you for listening to our Spudventures. If you like what you heard, you can find more at youtube.com/Newbiespud or spudventures.libsyn.com. That's LABSYN, or wherever you get your fine podcasts, whether that's Spotify, Google Play, or iTunes. We aim to live stream these games every Sunday around 2 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/Newbiespud. If you want to keep up with this and other projects I'm doing, you can follow me on Twitter at Newbiespud. And if you want to support my ability to produce more content like this, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/Newbiespud. See you next time with the Forgotten One Session 14 next week, which gives me 2 weeks to prepare for more of this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this will now be the rotation. The Forgotten Ones and Voyages at the Takeout, swapping back and forth for the next little while. I don't know how long this campaign's going to be. Presumably once we map the entire sector, but I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll see. Yeah.
It's up to you. All right, see ya. Goodbye. Have a good day.
All right.
Bye all.